Domestic Nakanoho, or Domestic Girlfriend, is the highly anticipated biographical series of Reki Kawahara, author of famous anime series Sword Art Online. It follows Mr. Kawahara under the established pseudonym of Natsuo Fuji as he faces his conflicting dreams of literary success and making love to his teacher. Along the way, he faces many trials, such as random women asking to have sex with him, and trying to get over wanting to make love to his teacher. This series truly succeeds in demonstrating exactly what good coochie does to a man. Natsuo here has a crush on his teacher. He's hopelessly in love with her, fully aware of how unfortunately problematic it's viewed as in this cruel world we live in. He decides that going to a mixer and meeting new people might help him break off these feelings he has for her. Fortunately, within this same first episode, Ramona Flowers herself requests to have emotionless sex with him. Natsuo is initially afraid of losing his virgin superpowers, but complies anyway. So they fuck and whatever, and it's later discovered that Rei Ayanami is the teacher's younger sister. Main guy's father is marrying into their family, putting the domestic in Mommy Dami GF. After making an effort to force the teacher to break up with her boyfriend, it ends up happening on its own anyway. I guess this is a sign that everything always works out in the end. Anyways, Natsuo ends up going home with some girl who has a very sexually explicit reputation. She has interest in Natsuo as well, and takes him to bed. He respectfully declines, however, as he is loyal to his teacher, leaving her to mope and eventually return to the streets. He steals a book or something and is forced to try and kiss some random girl by a teacher for a deep and symbolic reason that simply went over my head. He joins a literature club that happens to contain every woman he's ever set eyes on, with the exception of his teacher. This is a huge problem because that's the one he's supposed to get with here, so he goes to the shores and finds her. When Natsuo takes this chance and confesses to his teacher, it just so happens that she feels the same. Her next course of action, as anyone would expect, is to form a suicide pact and drown one another. By this, she actually meant it as some metaphor for how their relationship could never work, but I appreciate them teasing this potential bold conclusion regardless. He later walks in on her masturbating and thinking about her ex-boyfriend. I thought this was freaking epic, frankly. It didn't actually contribute anything to the progression, but perhaps it can be viewed as a pivotal form of character development instead. More things happen, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, and Kyoko Kirigiri decides to make advances on Natsuo while he's in his room, because she's loved him the whole time. Teacher Sensei sees this and is made very jealous, prompting her to move out of their home. This is actually foreshadowing to the ending, but we'll get there soon as I don't want to spoil how horribly wrong things go for Natsuo and friends. He goes on to meet Ryuji Sakamoto at some point and sneaks off regularly to go visit his teacher and lover. The whole time all of this has been going on, he's been wanting to become a writer. But I don't care about that shit, so let me just say he broke his leg and got bathed by his simp. He decides that he liked it and goes to his teacher's house to get bathed by her also. Before this can happen, however, Stone Cold Steve Austin barges in and is very angry that Natsuo did not inform her of his visits to her sister/his teacher. He admits his love and his stalker accepts it, suggesting that she will begin to dislike him now. Whatever. Who cares? There's a beach episode, and the romance between the two blossoms most. Unfortunately for them, however, even the most gorgeous of blooms are doomed to receive allegations of fraternizing with the student body. Their relationship is discovered by school faculty, and she decides to move and transfer without a word in exchange for the information not being released. It all comes tumbling down for Natsuo as a morning sets in. Fortunately, however, he writes the first draft of his novel he's been working on, which gets submitted to a contest without his knowledge. To his surprise, the novel wins first place. However, dear viewer, that novel, it wasn't just any novel. That was the highly acclaimed first volume of Sword Art Online. Everything makes sense. The dark hair, the collection of girls. I told you from the beginning, he is Reki Kawahara. He is Kirito himself in a way. This tale was an origin story, an introduction into the world of literature for a man that needed no introduction. Sword Art Online was a raw, reflective, and brilliant piece. Best drama, best action, best romance, the best anime of all time. Sword Art Online, let's go! At the end, he had sex with Sin on here again because she cosplayed as his teacher or something, I don't know. I'm not sure which one was supposed to be the domestic girlfriend here, but frankly, I don't care. Critically, I'd give Domestic Girlfriend a 10 out of 10, but I'll have to lower it for being too similar to real life. I watch anime seeking a fantasy, not a reminder that I can never actually date my teacher. 3 out of 10.